We're continuing to answer questions about Challenges Cycle Tour across America for at-risk kids. One of the questions asked was, what were some of the animals that you saw? Anything unusual? What was unusual for me, except for a couple occasions, was the lack of animals that we saw. I thought we would see a lot more than we did. But one of the most unusual things that I was able to experience was out in Wyoming when I was surrounded by 800 sheep. At that point I was on my mountain bike because the road was dirt road, and as I did about 40 miles on my mountain bike, and that was exhausting, but it was fun. As I was riding, I had all these sheep coming beside me, but bah, 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 and they were everywhere. And so pretty soon this pickup came with these two guys, and they got out, and I said, "Are you guys real life shepherds?" And they said, "We're sheep herders." And I said, "Well, how many sheep are surrounding me right now?" And he said, 800, and this is our small flock. Our large flock has a lot more than 800. And the sheep herder said, "Where are you going? And what are you doing out here?" I said, "I'm on my way to Atlanta." He said, "Atlanta, Georgia?" And I said, "Yeah, Atlanta, Georgia." And he said, "Did you take a wrong turn?" I said, "No, I'm right on track." And he said, "Well, you're a long way from home." And I said, "I know it." But it was so amazing to see just hundreds and hundreds of sheep going by you. And that was one of my most unusual experiences. Also, when I was in Oregon, I believe, I was talking to a bunch of cows. And the TSV van, the Tour Support Vehicle, was behind me instead of in front of me. So I called him, I said, "Hey, we've got a photo shoot. I'm gonna be talking to the cows about sponsoring kids to go through Teach One to Lead One." So I said, "Come, keep coming." It was a dirt road and they were going just a bit slower. And so I was looking at these cows and I said, "Cows, you can transform your country by sponsoring a kid through Teach One to Lead One." And as I'm talking to these cows, unbeknownst to me, but the TSV band coming toward me could see it, was a bull behind me with big old horns. And I'm talking to these cows and just being enthusiastic. And pretty soon the TSV people are pointing like this behind me, and I look around and I said, "Hey, this cow has 2 horns. Why does this cow have 2 horns?" And they said, "It's a bull. Get out of there." So I'm like, what do I do? So I had to go around the TSV. The TSV van drove while I was on this side and the bull was over there to get me through that. So those were my 2 animal experiences that was really fun and enjoyable. Somewhat scary though. Would you do it all over again knowing what you know? Whew, that is quite a question. The only thing that would keep me from not doing it, the only thing are the 18-wheelers and the cars, how close they come to your body. Other than that, I would do it again if I knew we could help kids. I wouldn't do it just to do it. It wasn't on my bucket list in the first place. It was a way for me to reach kids, and that's the only reason why I did it. So I would do it again if I knew for certain that we could help kids and that I wouldn't get killed. But the only thing that would keep me from doing it again is not the long road and the weather and the hardship, but it's how close those vehicles got to my body.